Hello there, a very good evening and welcome to another edition of Primetime News on TV1. I'm Charlene Benedict for the Newsfirst team.
And I'm Pirani Karunaratna. Here are tonight's top stories.
Newsfirst headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Adverse weather may subside from tomorrow.
මේ පද්ධතියෙන් තියෙන බලපෑම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ගොඩබිමට අදින් පස්සේ ක්‍රමයෙන් අඩු වෙනවා.
Heavy rains and strong winds batter the north. Floods reported in areas surrounding rivers. Spill gates of many reservoirs opened. Number of people affected increase to 441,000. Court informed that former Minister Kehelia had violated the collective responsibility of the Cabinet of Ministers during the procurement of vaccines. 2 vessels carrying drugs nabbed in an Indo-Sri Lanka joint operation.
Newsfirst headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
The Department of Meteorology says that the prevalent adverse weather conditions in the island may subside starting from tomorrow. Now, to give us a comprehensive update regarding the adverse weather that has been affecting Sri Lanka over the past several days, we cross over to Budmin Amara Divakara.
Thank you, Shalan and Theruni. So during the past few days, we at the Newsfirst Weather Center brought details to you about the weather situation in Sri Lanka. So let me show you where the system was during the past few days. So on Wednesday, this system was located right here. This was quite closer to Sri Lanka. And on Thursday, it was located right here. So it is moving away from Sri Lanka, quite moving away from Sri Lanka. And on Friday, today, it is located right here. So it is very closer to India. So according to the Met Department they issued a red alert today at 6 p.m. today. It said that the deep depression over the southwest Bay of Bengal intensified into a cyclonic storm named as Fenjal. So according to the Met Department, showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the northern and north central provinces and in the Trincomalee district. And also heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the northern province. So where is this located? So it is located right here. So it is located 200 kilometers northeast of Kankasanture, 200 kilometers northeast of Kankasanture, and 310 kilometers northeast of Trincomalee at 2:30 p.m. today. So this is the location, right location of the Fenjal cyclonic storm right now in the southwest, in the Bay of Bengal. So what will happen in the future? What will happen in the next 24 hours? So let's have a look about and get to know more details about the weather situation in Sri Lanka.
The impact of this on the island gradually decreases after today. Although it will continue to have some impact in the sea areas of Sri Lanka, showers or thunder showers are expected to occur at times in the north-central provinces and Trincomalee district. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely to occur in the northern province. Considering the weather situation over the seas around Sri Lanka, showers or thunder showers may occur along the coast from Batticaloa to Trincomalee and Kankasanture to Puttalam. Heavy rains and strong winds may occur in some areas, and we request the fishing community to avoid travelling to the deep and shallow seas of the coast from Batticaloa to Trincomalee and Kankasanture to Puttalam. We urge the fishing communities in other areas to be cautious.
නොගැඹුරු මුහුදු වල යාත්‍රා කිරීමෙන් වළකින්න කියලා සෙසු මුහුදු ප්‍රදේශ ගත්තාම ඒවායේ දීවර කටයුතු වල අවධානය යෙදෙන්න කියලා තමයි අපි කියන්නේ.
The adverse weather has severely affected the daily lives of the people living in the Batticaloa district. The Vellavali, Kalanchikudi areas in Batticaloa continues to be inundated, while traffic along the Vellavali-Mandur main road has been disrupted for the past few days. Newsfirst correspondent said that the Porathivpatra area is inundated and that low-lying areas in the Kathankudi town are also still inundated. The displaced people from the Batiklo district are temporarily seeking shelter in relief camps. Newsfirst correspondent said that 784 people from 253 families are seeking shelter at the Chenkaladi Wandaramullai Mahavishnu Vidyalaya.
The Ampara district has been severely impacted by heavy rains, but fortunately, a reduction in rainfall has been observed today. Newsfirst correspondent mentioned that some areas are still submerged in water. Suduwala has suffered notable damages due to the collapse of the main road caused by the spillage of water from the Ampara reservoir. Newsfirst correspondent reported that all the small canals around the reservoir has been destroyed. The body of a person who was missing in Kalmunekittangi on the 26th was found this morning. The 47-year-old man, a father of two, was a resident of Pandiripu. Operations continued today to locate the two people still missing after a tractor was swept away in the Mavadi bridge of Ampara on the 25th. The tragedy occurred to a group of students from a madrasa school in Nindavur who were travelling in a tractor. The bodies of 7 of the missing people were found yesterday.
Around 161,000 people have been displaced. 52 relief camps were placed across the district. By today, we were able to bring it down to 6 camps where 271 families are sheltering. A 74-year-old man died after a tree fell onto a house in Topputota, Venapur. The Kakirawagalnava road near the Kala Oya Handungama bridge is inundated. Vehicular movement along the Kalaweva Tamuttegama road has been disrupted due to floods near Aukana railway bridge. The road connecting Hurigasweva to Eppavala via Katiyava in Anuradhapura is inundated near the Hurigasweva bridge. The Kambiliweva shoe bridge along the Vaunia Padavia main road is inundated. In response to this situation, Navy officials have launched a boat service to facilitate movement across the bridge. The historic sacred city of Somavati in Polonnaruwa has been inundated for the past 3 days. The Polonnaruwa Batiklo main road was reopened today after it was closed for 3 days due to flooding. However, the Polonnaruwa District Disaster Management Unit has announced that the road is currently open only for heavy vehicles. Severe traffic congestion was reported this evening along the Kandy Jaffna A9 road due to the landslides and fallen trees in Kalugala. The displaced people from Muthura are currently being sheltered at the Tanganagar Sangpavali Vidyalaya. According to the Newsfirst correspondent, 109 people are being sheltered at the school. Newsfirst correspondent reported that mounds of earth have collapsed onto the upcountry railway line from several locations in Uduvara Hali Alla. Due to landslides in the 17th mile post on the Passara Alla road, vehicular movement has also been disrupted for several days.
The irrigation department said that 40 large-scale reservoirs and 113 medium-scale reservoirs currently have their sluice gates opened. 2 sluice gates at the Ingiminity Dam have been opened. At the Rajangania Dam, 10 sluice gates were also opened today. 2 sluice gates at the Kalaweva Reservoir remain open, each at a width of 5 feet. All sluice gates at the Nachadu Reservoir have been opened and the people residing on both sides of the Malvatoya have been advised to remain vigilant as per the reservoir's engineer's advice. 8 sluice gates at the Polgola Reservoir remain open. With the decrease in rainfall, all sluice gates at the Parakramasamudra Reservoir in Polonnaruwa were closed by noon today. The sluice gates at the Vimalasurendra Reservoir in Hatton Norton Bridge are still open, while the reservoirs at Castlereagh Dam and Muskelia Dam are near their spillway levels.
A total of over 441,000 people across 24 districts have been affected by the adverse weather. Currently, more than 38,000 people are being sheltered in safe locations. A total of 347 safe shelters have been set up for them. In terms of fatalities, 13 deaths have been reported. More than 2,000 homes have been partially damaged. However, it is important for the people in areas like Ianoya, Malwatoya and Mioya to remain vigilant as floodgates are opened. The residents in the low-lying areas are being continuously informed and updated about the situation in those areas.
Due to the heavy rainfall and subsequent floods, many cultivated lands, including paddy fields, have been inundated. During the Maha season, 250,000 acres of paddy fields were cultivated in the Ampara district. The district secretary said that approximately 75% of these fields are flooded. The paddy fields nourished by the Rajavava in Ampara have been severely affected by the floods. Newsfirst correspondent reported that a large volume of water has flowed from the forests into these paddy fields near the Buddhangala monastery.
The crops are now about 20 to 22 days old. That crop has now been destroyed due to the rain. Last night, elephants trampled what remained of the cultivation, causing even greater destruction. I am at a loss for what to do to recover from this situation. We have already faced the worst possible loss.
Ampara District Secretary Chintakabe Vikrama said that measures will be implemented to provide seeds for cultivation in the fields affected by damage. However, he emphasized that there will be a significant reduction in the harvest.
The Department of Agriculture and the Department of Agrarian Development are currently conducting a consensus to assess the extent of the damage to the fields. Once the survey is completed, an accurate count of the destroyed fields will be provided. We have observed large sand mounds on many paddy fields. We must regrettably inform that the adverse weather will significantly reduce the harvest of the Maha season. We are expecting a significant drop in the harvest for the Maha season.
Many paddy fields in Rajangana and Anuradhapura have also been flooded. These fields were sown about 6 days ago. Our correspondent reported that about 3,000 acres of paddy fields in Palya Godalla, Mathirigiriya and Pamburana in Polonnaruwa have been flooded. This was after the spill gates of the Kaudulu Vavu were opened and the Mahavali River overflowed.
Minister Vijitha Herath said that steps will be taken to provide immediate relief to the people affected by the disastrous weather.
A discussion was held under the leadership of the President to immediately intervene in the disaster situation. As a result, efforts will be made to provide prompt relief to the people affected by the disaster in all districts across Sri Lanka. Additionally, due to the floods, there has been damage to roads, bridges and crops. Immediate intervention will take place in the coming days to address these issues.
Now on to more news in the country. 2 vessels that were transporting a stock of drugs have been seized by the Indian Navy as a result of a joint operation conducted between the Indian and Sri Lankan navies in the Arabian Sea.
The Sri Lankan vessels and the suspects who were arrested in the Arabian Sea were brought to Colombo on the Sri Lankan Navy patrol vessel Gajabaho. Captain Gayan Wickramasurya said that these vessels were taken into custody by an Indo-Lanka joint operation. It is estimated that the seized ice drugs weigh approximately 350 kilograms.
Colombo High Court Judge Sujiva Nishankar ordered the acquittal of former Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne and the former chairman of the State Pharmaceuticals Corporation, Muhammad Tasim Rumi Muhammad, in a case filed against them with regard to a press conference by them in 2019, where they had referred to presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The case was filed against them for allegedly inciting 2 individuals who had disguised themselves to make false statements regarding Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
President's counsel Anil Silva, who appeared on behalf of the defendants, previously requested the court to acquit and release the accused under Section 200, subsection 1 of the Criminal Procedure Code on the grounds that the charges filed by the Attorney General against the defendants had not been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Anil Silva argued that there was no need to summon evidence in the case as the allegations were not substantiated. After considering the arguments presented by both parties, the judge ruled to acquit and release the defendants, concluding that the charges brought against them in the case had not been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. During a press conference held on the 10th of November 2019 in Thimbrigasyaya, statements were made alleging that Gotabaya Rajapaksa had orchestrated the abduction and murder of individuals using a white van and that he had acquitted gold items previously owned by Velupille Prabhakaran. These claims were made by people who appeared as Athula Sanjeev Madanayaka, also known as Undiyal Athula, and Anthony Douglas Pereira, who was actually Sakala Valyarachige Sarath Kumar in disguise. The Attorney General filed charges against the defendants under several allegations, including their involvement in organizing the press conference and making these false statements.
Submissions were made at the Maligakhanda Magistrates Court today to indicate to court that former Health Minister Keheliya Rambukwella had violated the collective responsibility of the Cabinet of Ministers by submitting a cabinet paper about a fabricated shortage of medicine. The statement was made when the case regarding the administration of substandard medicine was taken up in court today.
Deputy Solicitor General Lakmini Girihagama, appearing on behalf of the Attorney General, informed the court that statements were recorded from former ministers Nimal Siripal de Silva, Douglas Devananda, Bandulu Gunawadana, Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, Harin Fernando, Ramesh Pathirana, Prasanna Ranatunga, Vidura Vikramanayaka, Kanchana Vijayasekara, Nazir Ahmed, Roshan Ranasinghe, Nalin Fernando and Jagat Pushpakumara. Deputy Solicitor General also stated that former ministers had publicly declared that permission was granted for the purchase of medicine, as it was noted that without it, the country's health sector could collapse within a week. She stated in court that statements would be obtained from former President Ranil Wickremesinghe, former Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and Ministers Susil Premajayantha, Tiran Nalas and Mahinda Amaraveera. Former Minister Bandulu Gunawardena visited the Criminal Investigation Department yesterday to give a statement regarding the irregularities in the importation of medicines to Sri Lanka during the previous government.
For the first time in my political career, I am facing such questions regarding a cabinet decision. This is a new experience for me. The cabinet approval was granted to proceed with the purchase of medicine urgently due to the shortage, following the prescribed procedures. Informed about this matter, I have clarified the situation regarding this.
News First with the people.
News First. Main sponsor.
Generators for long-term rent. Multiways Engineering Private Limited.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
මගේ අම්මා ඉන්නේ අසනීපෙන් මගේ තාත්තත් නැහැ සර් කියලා මං කිව්වා
අපි සර් ළඟට යන වෙලාවට නම පපුවේ ගහගෙන අනිත් වෙලාවට ගලවලා දාගෙන ඉමු. ඒකෝර අපිට පුළුවන් මේ හෝටලේ සර්ට වගේ නම අමතක වෙන ලෙඩක් තියෙන කාටද කියලා හොයාගන්න.
රස රාසක්.
Weekday at 7:30 p.m. on Sirasa TV.
The final rites of the Tusker Digadantu I were performed this evening. This was after a post-mortem was conducted. The tusker, known as Digadanthu I of Kalababa, was a major attraction for both local and international tourists. According to wildlife officials, Digadanthu I was approximately 50 years old. Digadanthu I, who could be spotted around Galkiriagama, Indurubaba, lost his life after being electrocuted by an illegally set up fence in the area. Members of the Mahasangha, wildlife officials and area residents participated in the final rites that were observed today.
This is a valuable asset. These assets are being destroyed. We do not see any of the responsible authorities, including the Ceylon Electricity Board and wildlife officials, enforcing the law properly. These animals are facing such situations today due to the actions of humans and not because of their fault. The future generations of the country will only be able to see pictures of these animals.
The post-mortem on the animal was conducted today by a team led by the wildlife veterinarian of the Anuradhapura zone, Chandana Jaisingha. The post-mortem was conducted based on an order issued by the Kakiraba Magistrates Court.
The post-mortem of Digadanthu I was conducted today. It was revealed that the tusker had died due to electrocution. We will take out further samples and forward them to a laboratory. We hope to present the post-mortem report to court thereafter. We will remove the tusks of the tusker and produce it to court.
The head of the tusker along with the tusks were then buried in the premises of the Wildlife Office in Galkiriagama, while the body of the elephant was buried at the site where the elephant died. The owner of the land where the illegal electric fence was erected has been remanded until the 12th of December. The suspect was produced before the Kakiraba Magistrates Court.
Soundproof generators, long-term rent, Multiways Engineering Private Limited, number 54.1, Delgahavatta Road, Ratmalana.
Aaye paya evi rahase sandwage maadiha horehim wala. Aaye paya evi rahase sandwage Manisa paya Kata rahase adar vinda api ape Aaye mat lang vela hitne number mai
Rasa Rasak.
Weekday at 7:30 p.m. on Sirasa TV.
Welcome back to the news. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijitha Herath, in a recorded video message to the high-level segment of the 115th session of the International Organization for Migration Council, stressed on the importance of ensuring safe, orderly, regular and rights-based migration.
In a video message to the 115th session of the IOM Council, Minister of Foreign Affairs Vijitha Herath stressed the importance of safe, orderly, regular and rights-based migration. He highlighted that migration driven by factors such as work, natural disasters and conflict often leads to people to take risky, irregular routes. Minister Vijitha Herath reaffirmed Sri Lanka's support for the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration or GCM adopted in 2018 and expressed the country's interest in becoming a GCM champion country. He reiterated Sri Lanka's commitment to working with the IOM and global partners to ensure migration benefits all. Up next is Corporate Brief.
Carbon Activated Corporation, Rovins International and Cargo Worldwide has officially opened a new office in Sri Lanka, marking a significant milestone in their expansion efforts.
We are bringing close to about $1 million of foreign exchange to Sri Lanka. So our next goal is to have this office to cover Southeast Asia and Middle East countries and African region to sell activated carbon and also tires.
Based in the United States, backed by over 50 years of experience in activated carbon production, sales and services, the company supplies top quality activated carbon to many industries.
The Hotels Association of Sri Lanka celebrated their 59th anniversary yesterday.
The Hotels Association of Sri Lanka celebrated their 59th anniversary in Colombo yesterday.
The government recognizes tourism as a cornerstone of Sri Lanka's economic revival. We are fully committed to, first one, positioning Sri Lanka as a top sustainable tourism destination, ensuring the industry becomes one of our leading foreign exchange earners. Second, creating employment opportunities in tourism while fostering equitable growth across the island. Third one, enhancing community involvement and entrepreneurship, ensuring grassroots participation in this industry. Fourth one, encouraging research and innovation, enabling informed decisions and the development of unique tourism products. Fifth one, focusing on underutilized destinations, improving infrastructure and making Sri Lanka a year-round destination. We must also address the challenges that have long hindered the full potential of our tourism industry.
We lost both economic stability as well as political stability during the last couple of years. Now, I think, obviously, we are in a much more stable position in both fronts, even though we see now there's a stability. But going forward, the lessons we can learn, especially by this kind of industry, which is vulnerable to several business and economic cycles and shocks, it's important to build up buffers for you to be able to meet any kind of future shocks. I think also important to build up buffers so that in difficult times you can use those buffers.
The event was attended by members of the Hotels Association of Sri Lanka and other stakeholders.
The Bandaranaike International Airport and the Colombo Port received 2 fully equipped ambulances today.
Funded by the government of Japan and implemented by the International Organization for Migration, the Bandaranaike International Airport and the Colombo Port received 2 fully equipped ambulances as part of the ongoing border health project.
Tourism plays a crucial role in Sri Lankan economy. In order to attract more tourists, however, it is necessary to strengthen capacity at major ports and airports in Sri Lanka so that they would be better prepared for and be able to more effectively respond to possible public health emergencies. Enhancing such capacity of border control is essential for creating a safe environment for all travelers as well as for protecting the local population. And this is why the government of Japan funded this project implemented by IOM to strengthen capacity at Bandaranaike International Airport and Colombo Port to respond to possible public health emergencies such as pandemic. Such strategic investment in infrastructure, technology, and training show our commitment to making Sri Lanka's points of entry an exemplary model of safety and security in an ever-changing world. We sincerely hope that the relevant authorities will take all the necessary measures so that the facilities and equipment provided will be effectively used to ensure safety for all passengers and staff.
I see a lot of very valuable equipment which will enhance the passenger comfort as well as the efficiency of the Sri Lanka airport, the gateway to Sri Lanka, and we are expecting with the new changes of the environment of Sri Lanka, we are expecting a lot of tourist enhancement in the numbers. So this will be in handy, and I urge my staff to get them to be working as early as possible, and we can provide valuable information for the passengers, which is lacking at the moment. And also the e-gates, we have to work with the immigration, which is a very important thing. For Sri Lanka, ethically, we have to increase the numbers. So that is our next plan with your 4 coming, and we want to purchase another 4 or 6 to go with the same system.
The ambulances, each valued at approximately $100,000, will enhance the emergency health preparedness of the points of entry in line with the international health regulations.
The Spain visa operations in Sri Lanka under BLS International commenced yesterday.
The Spain visa operations was launched yesterday in Colombo. This launch saw the presence of the ambassador of Spain to India, Juan Antonio March, as its chief guest.
We are opening a new facility that will provide a higher level of personal communication between Sri Lanka and Spain. The diplomatic community is backing this effort of Spain, and also we have the Councillor for Tourism coming from Mumbai that is covering Sri Lanka. If we manage to have more students from Sri Lanka going to study to Spain, we have now developed very important universities where they can follow the studies, and BLS is going to make a special facility for processing the visas of the students. So for us, the students is a top high priority. I think Sri Lanka has an important pillar of the future development in tourism. This country has an enormous potential in tourism because it has a long-lasting history, it has a fantastic nature, has a very nice location, very warm people, and a lot of potential, but many has to be done. So how it will be done in the future is essential. So just to say to you that we are very devoted to be very cooperative with Sri Lanka in development and tourism. We are welcoming all the Sri Lanka businessmen, students, citizens who want to come to Spain and to study how Spain developed the business.
The event was attended by members of the Spain Embassy of India.
Australia will ban children under 16 from using social media after its parliament approved the world's strictest laws.
The ban, which will not take effect for at least 12 months, could see tech companies fined up to $50 million Australian dollars if they don't comply. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the legislation is needed to protect young people from the harms of social media, something many parent groups have echoed. But critics say questions over how the ban will work and its impact on privacy and social connection have been left unanswered. This is not the first attempt globally to restrict children's social media use, but the minimum age of 16 is the highest set by any country. Unlike other attempts, it also does not include exemptions for existing users or those with parental consent. Having passed the Senate by 34 votes to 19 late on Thursday, the bill returned to the House of Representatives where it passed early today.
The ultimate throwback to the days of 90s. The biggest 90s party in Sri Lanka is happening right now at the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana, powered by Yes FM.
Yes, indeed, Theruni. And as we wrap up our news on Primetime News for today, we cross over to Mariam Gunavijaya to catch all the excitement happening live from the Stein Studios in Ratmalana. Thank you very much for tuning in. Take care and good night.
Well, while the world is changing, they say that art and music is always timeless. It never gets old. I am currently at the Stein Studios in Ratmalana, where the Yes 101 9 Days of the 90s Dance Party is now happening. And this is organized, obviously, under the umbrella of the MBC Media Network. So everyone here, it's not just the 90s kids. Everyone who enjoys and vibes to the 90s music are here to enjoy the Yes 101 9 Days of the 90s Dance Party. So don't forget to be here, get your tickets, join us and have all the fun.
Well, it's an exciting day for everyone who loves the 90s music. We are from MBC Networks, who are renowned as a trendsetter in the industry. Yes FM is one of the channels under that umbrella. So we are presenting the 15th edition of the 90s party in 2024. We are expecting 3,000 plus people coming in and enjoying and dancing away for the 90s party. 90s music, especially 90s music is never dying. So we as the trendsetter, we are again and again we are doing this party for you guys.
It's my first year here in Sri Lanka, and I'm very lucky to be part of this huge party. And they say there's no party like the Sri Lankan party, and this party is the biggest party in Sri Lanka. I had the privilege to understand this more and the opportunity to work very closely with the team to develop a really special party for all our listeners and of course our clients, and make sure that this is the best party in 2024.
Hi guys, this is Shay from Yes 101. We are so excited to be hosting the 9 Days of the 90s dance party, and of course why we kind of came up with this entire concept. The 90s is all about reminiscing, looking through trends, just crushing over those boy bands and girl groups, and it was all about bringing that nostalgia back, and that is why this event is a special one, and so many people come down every year, even from abroad, just to be a part of this. It's the 90s dance party with Yes 101. We're super excited. We hope you get here soon and party hard with us. Thank you so much.